outside. Beautifully finished. A clinical strike. Far post, and there's the header, and there's the goal for Kiakate. Getting his head on that one, and the Eddies are up 2-1.
FC Edmonton Soccer on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the Fath Group, building Alberta for more than 50 years. By High Signs, let's light it up. And by Earthwater, the official water of FC Edmonton.
Welcome back to Clark Stadium. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both teams today, beginning with the Eddies. Lance Parker in goal, a back four of Edward, Watson, Roberts and Lang. A midfield four, Haverty, Garrett, Nurse and Fordyce, and Corey Herzog and Anthony Adair, the front two. For the New York Cosmos, and we know about some of their big names in the team, Kyle Rainish in goal, a back four of Freeman, Mendez, Rovesio and Gorski. Iose, Diaz, Senna, Zentella in the midfield. Chirishian and Dimitrov will be operating in the forward positions for the Cosmos. We're all set for kickoff here. The Eddies attacking the goal to our left, playing all in black, their traditional home colors, and we're underway at Clark Stadium. The Cosmos all in green, and the first time these teams locked horns since the 80s. He's got Watson outside of him, but he's put a good cross into the box. There's a chance, another great save by the goalkeeper. Opportunity though from the rebound, and FC Edmonton have the lead, and it's that man again, Chris Nurse.
Chris Nurse just can't stop scoring. That's 3 goals in 3 games from someone who's the holding midfielder. But what a job by FC Edmonton to stick with that attack. You know, it's almost deflating when you see the keeper make the save like Kyle Rainish made on that first chance of Herzog. But then the ball bounces out. Here we see hit the first chance. Rainish pushes that ball out, but Halavity has the sense to stick with that chance, play the ball back in front, and there you go. Chris Nurse right on the doorstep, and the net is now wide open for him to nod it home. What a sequence there, but Neil Halavity stays with that chance after Rainish makes the save and gets that ball to the front. He doesn't give up.
Well, lovely play by the Eddies. Here's Seiko, tries to go around the outside, good cross in the middle, and there's Fordyce, and it's a beauty. 2-0, FC Edmonton.
You know, and Minnesota's watching their season unravel here, and it all begins with a wonderful run by the ex-Minnesota player, Neil Halavity, flicking that ball up past him, up off the turf, running onto it, and then making a brilliant switch of play across to Sean Seiko, who then couldn't have walked out and handed that ball or placed it on Daryl Fordyce's head any better than with that cross. Just a wonderful move there by Halavity. Skips by the defender, gets that ball out wide, and now Seiko has plenty of time to settle this down, crosses it past Justin Davis, and there's Daryl Fordyce in between, I believe, Kalman and Diaz. Again, Diaz is having a bit of a nightmare out there.
Garrett has a go at the defender, goes round the outside onto the chest of Cox. There's the overhead kick. Michael Cox has made it 3-0. An incredible goal. Acrobatic finish. And Edmonton have a 3-0 lead.
This all starts with Chris Nurse making an absolutely wonderful diagonal ball to Robert Garrett down to the left side. And Garrett with the cross and then chested down by Cox. And, you know, when you're up 2-0, you think, why not have a go? And the overhead kick loops over Eric Addy, whose positioning isn't great, and finds the back of the net.
2-1 victory over Carolina. Daryl Fordyce on target twice today. Just couldn't quite get the hat trick, but he'll be pretty pleased with his performance. 2 goals for him. And let's, in fact, go and talk to him. Daryl joining us pitch side. Thanks for your time, Daryl. What made the difference for your team today?
I think it was off-the-ball runners that made the difference for us. When the ball was coming forward, with midfielders running, with wide men getting beyond the front men, and we worked all week in training because the last 2 performances were a bit flat, and we've worked all week in training to get runners off the ball, and I think it was the off-the-ball movement that was the difference today.
Talk us through the first goal. That came from a throw-in, Corey Herzog whipping it in, and then that flick on at the near post for you.
Yeah, my big mate Albert Watson gets the flick on, and I just anticipated where the ball was going, and thankfully it went onto my head, and I finished it.
Second goal, tell us about that one. Eddie Edward this time making the break for you.
Yeah, it was all down to Eddie's run down the right midfield. He made a great run down the right, and it was a great delivery for me. And it was on a plate, I couldn't miss it. So all credit to Eddie for that one.
Well played, Daryl.
Thank you.
Daryl Fordyce on target twice for FC Edmonton today. 2 goals for him in a 2-1 victory for the home team. Let's take a look back at the highlights from Clark Stadium today. Brought to you by Cap City Landscaping. The grass is greener. And there's that goal we were just talking about. Throw in, flicked on, and there's Fordyce at the near post.
Yeah, and again, you win that first ball. We talked to Colin Miller about that just now, about number of balls won in the box. And good things happen when you win that first ball. You pop it up into no man's land there. Daryl Fordyce first to it.
Here's Edwards' run. Just seize the moment here as James comes across to go around the outside, cut back the ball, and Fordyce is not going to miss that one.
Yeah, and as soon as James comes over to give Capono a low help, he puts his team in a lot of trouble, because all of a sudden there's that man at the top of the box. Fordyce is coming in unopposed, and you can see there he's got the chances to slot that into the top, because there's no one harrying him, and that should be Julius James's man.
Paul Hamilton at the other end getting on the end of that free kick. And that's a good header just in front of his markers to give Carolina some momentum towards the end of the game. But Edmonton holding out for a deserved 3 points. And there's the owner, Tom Pfaff, looking pretty happy with the man who got a brace for him today. 2 goals for Daryl Fordyce.